I'm calling this. We need to do a 60-second recap at the end of every episode with Clark, where he has to try to remember everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of surprised I was actually able to pull that off.
On this episode, we drink some of Brandon's vacation beers with my mom, Julie Levite. This is episode 56 of The Malting Hour.
What's the hats on the hops, got yeast, that's beats. This the Malting Hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted, where you getting wasted. The Malting Hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your home.
Here we are. It's the Malting Hour, episode 56, I believe, if my math is correct. Question mark. I'm Ron Burgundy. I'm your host, one of the hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
And coming straight at you out of town,
St. Cloud, Minnesota, Clark Fettridge.
Outstanding. Clark, how's the weather in St. Cloud?
It's actually warmer than Chicago. It's supposed to be 92 here tomorrow.
Goo!
So take that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Well, I'm not going to. It's like 70 or 67 here now in Chicago. It's really nice.
That sounds lovely.
Tomorrow's gonna be 90.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great day to drive around with no air conditioning. I can't wait. Anyway, speaking of warm weather and being out of state, this episode is brought to you in part by Brandon's Vacation Beers, because that's what we're drinking this week. Brandon, why don't you tell everybody? Well, we kind of touched on it last after the final pour. Why don't you tell everybody what we're doing? And I'm gonna tell everybody who's laughing in the background who's joining us as well.
Yeah, so I recently went on vacation to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I didn't, unlike Clark, when he went on vacation, he actually stopped at some breweries.
Unlike Clark, I had a good time.
Yeah, no, I did not want to deal with taking my kid in and out of the car seat unnecessarily, so we skipped going to places. So I ended up going to a store down there just to buy some stuff that was not readily available, obviously, in Chicago. And I specifically went for things that I don't drink that often, but I do kind of enjoy. So, for that being, Clark had actually bought, I think the 4-pack from Wicked Weed that had like the different stouts in there, like the chocolate, whatever it was. I saw that and I had that in my cart and I was like, yeah, but I've had one of these. And I'm like, nah, I put it back.
Don't worry, I still have plenty. So you just let me know.
Noted. So I opted
Summer
out
of the stouts coming back.
And again, so went with some other stuff. So when we first got there, actually before I went to go pick up stuff to bring back for us to share, I happened to just stop into a random liquor store, and it was on a Sunday, so they were only selling beer. It's in the Bible Belt, so no liquor sales on Sunday. I saw a very interesting label, and just by the label, before I even saw the most interesting part about it, the label kind of cracked me up, and I grabbed it. So the first one we're actually going to be starting with is the Sour Me Unicorn Farts by Duclaw Brewing, and it is a glittered sour ale. According to the can, ale brewed with fruity cereal and edible glitter.
Unicorn farts, baby. And what better segue than to bring someone else onto the show who is also on vacation. It's my mom. My mom's joining us. She's going to drink some of these beers with us, and I'm glad that Unicorn Farts is the first one we decided to have with her. Hi, Mom. Welcome.
Well, thanks for having me.
We're excited to have you join us. Now, you're not a big beer person, but anytime you come into town, my mom, by the way, if any of this video, as it will be released, if you see my mom looking up and to the right, she's looking at me because we're sitting across to each other. Yeah, just look at the screen. It's okay. No, it's fine.
Pretend I'm not here. I'm somewhere else.
Right. Okay. Exactly. As you just looked at me and said that.
Looked at you again.
Nice. This is going great. We're already off the rails.
You could have put me in the dungeon.
Don't tell anybody about that room. So you're not a big beer person, but you agreed to, when you come into town, I like to take you to places to try beer, and we thought it'd be fun to have you try some of these. Yes. So let's all take a sip of this, huh? Glitter beer. I don't see glitter yet anywhere. Nope. Anybody see glitter?
I have no glitter.
Did it sink to the bottom of the can? Maybe.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I'm wondering.
here's my thought on that. I think it did or does, and I kind of shook the can up a little bit and tried to put a little bit more in there. So I had a hard time finding it the first time I tried, or my wife and her sister did, but it was subtly on the top. It just kind of shimmers on the top. If you kind of look at the glass, like I shook mine a little, poured a little more in, and it's actually every once in a while you'll get a sparkle from some glitter.
No. I can see some.
Yep.
I can see. I just swirled it around, and it's like not cascading, but it is definitely sitting in my glass. It just
Yeah,
It's
I
hard
see
to
it
tell.
better under the light.
yeah.
Mm.
Poor lighting in my basement, as people know, but
Yeah.
it's not like
Whatever you have here.
it's not like super shimmery or anything. But
Yeah.
well, regardless, let's go ahead.
I was gonna say, just wait till the morning. Your poop will shimmer.
Yeah, look in the toilet.
Or when you fart,
Good.
or if you fart. What'd you say, Mom?
I said that really good.
Yeah, that
So this is one I would drink.
yeah. As far as sour beers go, this hits everything that I want from it. Kind of reminds me of a nice simple kettle sour. I'm not sure if that's how they sour it or if they use lacto or anything like that as far as fermentation goes. But it's nice and tart and refreshing. It's a good summertime beer, man.
Yeah. So the catch to this too was it says on there it was brewed with a fruity cereal. So I'm going to actually read the description from the site on this. That gives a little more detail. This glittered. Hold on. Get my reading voice on. This glittered sour ale is brewed with cherries, tangerines, and limes. Fruity Pebble cereal is added into the mash, and it's finished off with a sprinkle of a natural mineral-based edible glitter. A bright, sweet, and tart beer with a hint of malty biscuit. A collaboration between Dewclaw Brewing Company and Diablo Donuts. Nice.
Ooh. Why
Yeah, so-
unicorn farts, we think? Is it because of the glitter?
It's because of the glitter.
Are unicorn farts sour also?
I don't know.
Working on it.
Clark, if you can look that up, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, so here's some other notes on it. So the color, it says orange hued with swirls of edible glitter. The hop variety is Tettnang. Tettnang. I never know how to say that.
Yeah.
Tettnang. Excuse me. Grains is Pilsner, light wheat, and torrefied wheat.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Tastes really torrefied.
Yeah, so Diablo Donuts actually has a unicorn farts donut
Oh.
that they did with.
Does it have edible glitter on it?
I don't see edible glitter, but it has Fruity Pebbles sprinkled all over the top and then frosting with a couple blue lines. It looks delicious
Ooh.
and very
We
pretty.
We should
Should have got the donuts.
Yeah, maybe we should go and get some right now.
That's our beer and donut pairing episode.
Can't wait. It's like
Ooh,
milk
and we know which
pistachio.
other one we're going to be pairing.
I
Exactly, yeah.
just said it. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Brandon, I'd say this is a winner, man. I like this. It's as far, especially with how much I've kind of come to enjoy sour beers a bit more this past year or so. This one is solid. It's good. I like it. It is kind of, there's like this bready biscuitiness at the end of it. Other than that, like, tart fruitiness. I don't know if I get specific fruits. It also could just be my taste buds, at the moment. But I get the sourness, the tartness. It's good. I like it. And it's only 5.5%. So, this is a good sitting around beer.
Yeah.
When you're riding a unicorn, and the unicorn happens to fart.
Yeah. So the one thing I was going to say about this too is, and again, this
And the
goes back
beer
to-
squirts
Yes.
out of the butt. No, gross. Sorry.
So like I'm going back to our experience with brewing with cereals. I think the flavor is coming from the actual fruits that are in there, because you can have because it's got this nice tartness, and that's they're using tart cherries, and the tangerines and the lime together. That's going to give it that nice tart bite that you want. What I thought was interesting, and when I first had this, I was very much like, yeah, the fruit, the cereal's in there as a gimmick, but drinking it now, I'm getting this weird, it's not a weird aftertaste. It's the kind of the aftertaste of, going back to my childhood when I would eat Fruity Pebbles on the regular. like there was a taste like after like you chew it up, swallow it, and then like there was this taste that kind of lingered in your mouth. I'm getting that like after drinking the beer.
Yeah,
A little
Yeah,
bit, very subtle, but I'm like, I kind of get it. I get it.
Yeah, I'm totally getting that too. Like the aftertaste of any grainy cereal, probably exactly.
Yeah.
Like Fruity Pebbles.
And as you, yeah, and as you guys are saying that, I'm also tasting that, and I went back for another sip after saying I don't taste any of the fruits. You can taste lime and a little bit of, was there tangerine in there? What other citrusy fruits there? Yeah, that is in there. I think that like that biscuity and that torrefied wheat, I think is what it's really bringing out that like cereal type flavor that we're getting. It's gotten a bit better as I keep drinking it. Like it's pretty nice. Mom, your thoughts on it?
I like it. I like that it's sour and it doesn't hit me hard with like beer hops. I don't like real hoppy beers, but this I could drink during the summer. This was awesome.
Spoken like a true beer geek.
How do we know what that
He's
is?
taught me everything I needed to know about beer, which isn't a lot.
You know what?
I know nothing.
How many times have we like described a beer like this is just a great beer I could drink outside in the summer? Like
Absolutely. I feel like that's all we've described beers this year as. Like, oh, I could drink this in the summer.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just
refreshing.
change the total like layout and the whole idea of the podcast. Our new business plan is we just drink beers that are great for drinking in the summer.
And balanced.
dude, so I just poured the rest of the can, like filled up my cup, and it's total glitter like all over the top. I'm gonna see if I
It must be at the bottom.
I just swirled it around again.
That's what she
Dumped
said.
it.
My 10-ounce plastic hotel
I
cups
still
are not
got
allowing for
glitter when
full
I put it
pours.
under the light.
You mean you don't travel with a beer glass, Clark? Come on.
I honestly thought about it and then figured maybe not this time.
The last I just poured the rest of the can. I already warned my mom that number one, we're not drinking all of these probably,
No,
and that she doesn't have to finish all of them. But I swirled the rest of the can there at the bottom, and I feel like I got more fruit flavor from it. Not just I don't really see. I mean, I guess I see some glitter now at this point on the top. I saw some swirling around in my glass a bit earlier, but also I have like LED lights that I'm using, so I really can't tell.
yeah,
to
whatever
see.
kind of lights you have under here, mine's shimmering.
Yeah, well, it's for bar atmosphere. It's not for looking at unicorn farts.
Bar atmosphere.
Why'd you put that in quotes? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Not sure if you don't know or if you're not sure. If you do know. I just put everything in quotes.
What are you trying to say here, Clark?
I think overall that's a solid beer. It's really tasty. And I think I'm glad they didn't go the lactose route with this to try and like emulate any creaminess, and it would have upped the sweetness on this beer. I think that would have just ruined it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And, I'm glad they played more off of the fruit and the biscuity cereal type flavor. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
And Brandon
see
just
that?
shared it. Yeah, Brandon just shared his screen with us, and that definitely you can see some glitter on there.
Yeah,
we
I
didn't-
guess the beer itself is delicious. I guess only complaint, if that's in quotes,
Yeah,
would be
that's a-
I want
that's a
more
quote.
glitter.
yeah.
Because
You're gonna-
I've never had a glitter beer. I want that swirling glitter going in there.
Yeah, if you're gonna promise me glitter, I want to see that glitter, girl.
Yeah. Only
So
complaint.
okay, so here's the thing now is I'm looking into my glass and I'm seeing it all. It's cascading now. Everything's cascading in the glass.
I don't know what cans of this you have left. Any?
I can't see.
You have any more of these left at your house?
Nope. Look, can you see?
Kind of. Oh, yes. It's shimmering. Look at that.
Look.
It's
For all you
sparkling.
listeners out there, the glitter is
yours
shimmering and
is. Mine
sparkling.
isn't.
It's like Christmas lights in a beer glass.
That is awesome. You know what? It did not do that, but I did again. I kept swirling and dumping. So
That's like a prom night.
Yeah,
Mm.
you were there.
I know. Oh, let's move on to the next beer. That was good. Unicorn farts from DeClaw Brewing, and was it Diablo Donuts, right?
Yep.
That was fantastic. I'd buy that again. I'd drink it again. I'd like to have it in the daylight, maybe, to maybe see a bit more of
That looks nice in the sun.
yeah. Brandon, did you have one you wanted to choose, or Clark, did you have one you wanted to choose, or do you guys want me to choose?
I don't care, man.
Okay, well then,
Do you have one in mind?
Clark.
yeah, we're gonna stick with the same type of mood here and go with the air is salty. Okay, I'll do that one.
Well, that sounds
Yeah, this one is, let me see if I can read this. Common House Ale Works. And it looks like Common House Ale Works is out of, there we go, Park Circle, North Charleston, South Carolina. And this one, Brandon did show me that I believe he's already tried while he was out there. It is a Goza style ale with sea salt and coriander. And as you guys know, we've talked about Gozas before. I did my Goza this year that had sea salt and lime, and then I did another version of it that we haven't really talked about in the show that I did with the same recipe, except I added lime juice and lemon juice. That had a nice, it's like Sprite. It's like if you want Sprite.
As a note, I have not tried this yet. So.
Oh, you just sent me a picture of it. Okay, got it.
Yep.
But Gozas are delicious wheat beers that are slightly tart and have some salt in there. And from noticing now, I guess
coriander
also plays a part in some of these as beer.
So what did we
beer for tacos?
Yep.
Off color.
Let's say we talked about that last night.
Yeah. Which I drank 3 beer for tacos last night. Thank you, Brandon.
I still not have had beer for tacos.
Did you not drink any of it last night?
No.
Jeez, man. Oh. Well, hold on. I gotta grab a fresh glass from my mom. I forget that she's not finishing the other beer, so she gotta try these other ones. Sorry.
I could, but I'd be behind.
Chug,
Don't.
chug.
Chug, yeah. Who's picking me
You're
up?
on vacation. It's
I'm on
okay.
vacation.
Yeah, who cares?
You live in Florida. Everybody chugs.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yes, I need a new glass, but don't throw that away.
Sometimes everybody cries after they're
Is this gonna
chugging.
shimmer too?
No, there's no unicorn fart in this one, Mom.
Yeah, I'm not
Alright.
seeing any glitter.
I'm impressed with that glitter.
All right, here we go. So, we as much as I've talked about how much I love Gozas, I don't really think. I mean, how do you guys feel about Gozas? Have you had many of them, or is it just a style that like you've had here and there and maybe just haven't sought out? Or
Yeah, I don't seek them out. But every time I do have one, especially beer for tacos, I say, oh, I need to drink more of these. And I enjoy them, especially some of the ones you've made. Those have made me want to drink more of them, but I'm just kind of stupid and forget about it once I get to a brewery and just say, oh, well, give me the double IPA, or should I say IPA double?
Yes, depending on what part of the country you're in. I had to go through everything: city, state,
Words.
country. Words are
Everywhere.
tough. Words
Yeah.
are tough. Brandon, what about you? What's your experience with Gozas?
Not much. And again, like I put Goza into like not that I hate them, but it's just not something that it's just not a style that I typically seek out. And again, it's because I don't know. I guess it really depends on the mood, but I'm really into like I like hop flavor and like hop forward beers. So it Goza is not the opposite of that, but like, sometimes they're a little bit more sour. And there's, fruits and like, other kind of things that kind of play into that. And it's not my favorite thing, but I when I do try them, I realize that they're great. And
Sorry, I was distracted by Clark chugging milk right there.
Yeah. So a lot of them are really good. So, like I was saying, a lot of them are really good, and I need to pay more attention to menus when I go out and kind of go outside the box.
And paying attention to pairing milk with Gozas.
Yeah, well, milk and tartness goes together. That just water thing you had really, it looked like you were slamming it. I knew
it is
carton of milk.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, Brandon, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it was too funny to pass up. I will say that yeah, it was sad that it wasn't milk. I will say that there have been plenty of times I've also overlooked the style if I see it. I think more that I'm getting into or enjoying sour beers more, and having beer for tacos from Off Color really kind of draw me back into the style. When I see Goza now, I'm like, it does sound pretty good. And it's for me, it's definitely like a warm weather. Again, it's a refreshing beer to drink in the summer. And that's what vacations are all about, summertime, relaxing, drinking beer in the sun, right? That's what I do.
The problem is, though, we drink 15% ABV barrel-aged stouts in the summer. We're like, yeah, I could drink this outside in the summer.
Which, by the way, when do you get back? When are we doing that again?
Yeah, no kidding, right? Seriously,
enough,
though. It's like
yeah.
any beer, as you said earlier.
Yeah,
for us,
yeah, really,
is a summer beer.
But this is I feel
this
like
one in particular.
Yeah, it's called The Air is Salty. Playing, the air is salting. I sat by the ocean. I get it. Same idea. Trying to take my thunder. But there's no citrus fruit in here whatsoever. It is very tart. It is very refreshing. The salt. This is the saltiness that I want to achieve in my version of a Goza, because I feel like it is a bit saltier than what I have. It's not like a bunch of salt. It's not like a salty beer, but there is like the presence of salt in here with the tartness, and I think it's just really refreshing and smooth drinking, kind of biscuity as well.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because the salt, especially in this style of beer, like definitely plays well, and it's surprising how noticeable it is, but how good it is at the same time, like how well it plays with that the style. So
yeah. Mom, what do you think about this beer? Lay it on us.
Again, I don't drink a lot of beers, but I'll drink this. This is really good. I don't know which one I like best. I'll say this one so far.
Yeah.
2 for 2 with the mom's least pick.
I haven't got anything yet that I don't like.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get there.
Okay.
There's 2 beers here for sure where I'm like, I don't think she's good.
I'm done. You can do this without.
No, that's for after the final pour. Where Clark, you got the special barrel aged stout from Brandon, right? That we're all going to crack open at the end.
Yes, definitely.
Great, can't wait. What are you guys thinking about this beer? As far not in comparison to the last one, but just in general. What do you guys think about it?
I think it's very solid. As I said earlier, I don't go for these, but I wish I did more often. And every time I drink one, I say I'm gonna go drink more of these. So my June 16th resolution.
You mean June 21st resolution?
Yeah, because
it's the day after Father's Day.
Exactly.
Right. We record episodes in the morning, release them
5 o'clock in the morning at our office at State in Dearborn.
Correct. No. We moved out to Short Fuse.
That's right. That's right.
Man.
I forgot about the move.
We're in Schiller Park
still
now.
Not fully built.
Right.
Like the corners there and the walls are up, but we still need electrical to come in and get everything done. But so far so good. No receipts to mine.
Gotta stop using those XLR cords and go straight into, or stop using the USB to XLR. Yeah.
No, I love it. I mean, and next time, I'm sure 3 months from now, when we drink a Goza on the show, I'll say, I need to get more of these, and I'd love to drink this in the summer.
Maybe now that summer's over and the Bears start losing again. Right. I think you need to just keep it in your mind for when we do the Maltese or the end of the year or the beginning of 2022. Your resolution of what you're going to do. We've all pretty much stayed pretty good on what we've said we were going to do. Trying new breweries. Clark, that was yours. Brandon, I forgot what you said you were going to do. Hell, I forgot what I said I was going to do. Yeah,
he said he's going to check in more beers, which he's done fairly.
Yeah. Well. What did I say I was going to do? Did I say try more breweries too?
Stop talking about stuff. Oh.
That's not working. It's like you talking about stuff all the time. I text everybody like it's nobody's business. Yeah, I will say that this the Air is Salty is another solid beer. I'm glad we went 2 tart sour beers back to back here. I like it. I like it a lot. I would definitely, if this was available here in Chicago, it'd be one that I would pick up to have in the fridge.
And had you told me ahead of time that these are going to be sour and tart, I would go, no, thank you.
That is a misconception when you tell someone about a sour beer, because when you think that people don't try or have had sour beers before, when you hear the word beer and you hear the word sour, that sounds disgusting. It's kind of like its own thing. Yeah, it's treated, you know, and fermented and made like a beer, but then it's a tart, sour, delicious, refreshing, great beverage. They should just call it something else.
Drink it in. It always goes down smooth.
This guy gets it.
Happy Father's Day.
Hey, all you dads and grads out there. That's what June is all about, as I learned from Comedy Bang Bang. It's the month of dads and grads. All right. Well, do you guys anything else more you want to talk about this one? You want to try something else? We got I got 3 more in front of me. Oof.
So one thing I would say with this, it's great the way it is. And I'm getting some fruit in it. I'm getting some fruit in there. Like, you know, that tartness, that bitterness I'm getting is kind of, you know, resemblant of there being like a lemon or you know, like a lime in there or something. I wish we had somebody that could look that up. But
someone that we hired to do
like
that.
They did say something about a tangy lemonade on their website about this. Is that what you're
so that's and I'm curious if there is actually, like, because it says brewed with sea salt and coriander, but what else may possibly be in there? I don't know, because I feel like it's got
Hugs. There's hugs in this.
Exactly. I
and
like that.
sweat from a bearded brewer. I don't know. I'm just
Sorry, I laughed at that one, but I was vaping and I muted myself, as we all learned. I mute myself when I vape. Anyway,
I need to get a sound effect for vaping, so when you mute yourself, I can just hit it and it just goes.
That would defeat the purpose.
Or to be Darth Vader.
Oh man, that's intense.
Sorry, guys.
My people. All right, so Brandon picked one, I picked one. Now Clark, you pick one. Maybe
Ollie's Pale Ale.
Ooh, the pale ale, huh? Oh yeah, Polly's pale ale.
There's a pale ale.
That'd be good.
Yeah, there's a pale ale and a
That'd be
hazy
good.
IPA. Yeah, Mom, do you have an empty glass there yet? Ooh, you
Yes,
do.
I
You did it.
do. Look at
She
this.
liked.
Now
I
this is
finished
the
one.
real challenge for your mom.
Yeah, it is. You did
We're
a good
getting a
job.
couple
I'll
hops
save you
in
the
here.
rest of that one. Yeah,
Okay,
Mom,
good.
this is a hoppy one. This is a hoppy
I'm
beer.
not a big fan of hoppy.
Get ready to live,
I
baby.
don't like fill it. Don't fill it.
She
Is
might
the
like
one
drinking it during the summer though. We'll see.
I said don't fill it.
I didn't, Mom. That's halfway. Jesus. Last time you're on the show. Thanks for joining us, Mom.
Oh, my pleasure.
Mom, what's your experience with beer in general? Like, as far as you drinking any, is there any beer that you do like? Is there any beer that you know that you?
Don't ask me for names, but I do like these types of beers, the lighter beers, the soft or not softer. What am I? What
No, soft is a descriptor used on
Soft.
Untapped. You're okay with that?
Something that doesn't bite.
Mhm.
But I did like the lime flavor in the last one. And I don't like anything that tastes afterwards.
Like a strong aftertaste.
Yeah.
You did not enjoy the Lagunitas Willeti's coffee barrel aged stout that I let you try on Friday.
Oh, no.
You didn't enjoy that.
I
one.
didn't enjoy that at all.
Swing and a miss, everybody. Swing and a miss. But I
Oh,
did
yeah.
get her to try. I did get her to try.
I do try them.
uh,
Yes.
Numerous beers, and she had her first truly strawberry lemonade the other day.
Yeah.
Move it
I
up in the
never
world.
did
Review.
before, So
Yeah, what'd you think of that one, Mom?
that was good. I could do truly.
Plain and simple.
All right, you heard it here first.
Trulies are approved.
Yes.
Approved by Tony's mom. Okay, Polly's Pale Ale, American style pale ale. As you know, pale ale is probably one of all of our favorite styles. It's a great style. Brandon and I got to do that episode with after the Final Pour creator Kevin Goggin. He did the music with his wife. We did a whole decades of pale ales, and it was delicious. And pale ales, they're just a great beer. I still hold pale ales very near and dear to my heart as something that's just an easy go-to beer when you want something that's a bit hoppy but not over the top. So let's see what Polly's Pale Ale is all about.
Yeah. So, and a quick note about this beer, I actually did not choose this at all. My wife had stopped at the store down in South Carolina, and they were looking for like a section that had local stuff, and there was beer there, and she picked this up. She said, I thought you might like this. And I said, thank you. I will drink it and enjoy it.
The way that, just so you know, the way that the Zoom screens are for me right now, Clark was, as my mom was sipping, the way that Clark was looking, to me, it looks like he's looking at my mom, like trying the beer. It was really
Like, what kind
hilarious.
of face was
Yeah.
that?
It's like you guys are sitting by each other right
Like,
now. That's
what?
fantastic.
What's wrong?
Actually, I do, Mom, want to know what your impression of this is, because you took a sip and like you
Made a
looked like
face.
not a bad face, but
No.
then you looked intrigued and interested in it
Mhm.
again.
So it bites.
It bites, baby.
It bites. But I like the taste. I just don't like the bite.
The bitterness,
Yeah,
the
bitterness,
bitterness
yeah.
bite. Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
It does have some
but
bite
it's
for
still-
a 5.5.
I could do this. I still could do the last one, a few more.
Yeah, Clark, like you were saying, there is like a bit of a bite to this.
There's a bite
especially
for
Mhm.
just
So
a
I don't like it
basic
as
old
much.
pale
like the
ale that's
first two better.
5.5%. Yeah, this has some
It's-
heft to it for a
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
pale ale.
it kind of comes off as the hoppiness is almost more of an IPA than a pale
Yeah,
ale to me.
definitely.
But
Yeah,
it's
color
light.
is
It's
a
not.
little darker. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not dark, but
No, it's more. What are you guys seeing? Are you seeing more orangish or yellowish? It down here we
See
can't. It's hard to
orange.
tell. It looks orange to me.
Yeah, it
Like
looks
an-
orange.
yeah,
to
I'm
me.
seeing
I'm
orange
getting
in there.
orange.
But
yeah.
under the light
Little
here. it's
caramel
very
in
there.
orange, Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely a bit more bitter. Me personally, it's not what I'm looking for a pale ale. But if you told me this was an IPA, I'd be like, oh, that's a nice like subtle IPA.
What's shocking about this is it's, well, according to Untapped, it's 36 IBU. Like that's relatively low, but it does not taste that. And then it goes back to the whole conversation that we've had about like, Three Floyds beers, Alpha King and Zombie Dust. Those are considered
Right,
pale
right.
ales,
Yeah.
like, but they come off as IPAs. I'm getting that vibe from this. Is what I'm getting. Like it's
Yeah.
like
What? And even on the can, they have this like scale of like bitterness, hops, malt, and body, and it's from 1 to 5, and the bitterness is a 3, hops 3, which I don't get why those two are separate. Malt 2, body 3. Just that alone, if they're doing this on a 5-point scale, that seems pretty high. As far
more
as a
than
pale ale
36
goes.
IBUs.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the other thing is, so when you're asking why they separated that, I'm wondering if that's their way of classifying like bittering hops versus aroma hops.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. That's a good possibility. Yeah. So the description on there says this full-bodied American-style pale ale is a true salute to the ales that started the craft beer revolution. Correct. Mild caramel and toasted notes are complemented by piney and fruity hop aromas. This is a very drinkable.
Also
pale ale.
correct.
Yeah, exactly. This very drinkable pale ale will have you feeling like it's the 1980s all over again. Aroma-wise, what do you guys get from it?
I think a mix of what you just said. I mean, there's a little citrus in there,
Yeah.
some pine, nothing overpowering.
Yeah, it's a weird. To me, it's kind of muddled.
Yep.
I don't. It like if I gave this to my wife to smell, because I give her like I was like, hey, what does it smell like? What does it smell like? What does it smell like? Especially when I'm brewing something, she'll say it smells like beer most of the time. I'm like, well, thanks a lot. To me, that's kind of what I get. Like beer, I don't get a lot of. I don't know what. It's kind of just muddled hoppiness. It's just kind of like it's kind of pungent.
Mhm.
And I don't want to say skunky, but it's like just a pine and citrus mix that I don't really like. There's beers that you have where you're like, oh man, as soon as you open it up, there's been plenty of beers that we've opened, whether it be an IPA or like a hazy IPA where you get like hit with, oh wow, there's a lot of citrus. Oh, there's a lot of pine. This just doesn't have anything that really hits me. Now, with that being said, overall, I think it's a decent beer. Like if this was my hometown pale ale, it's fucking good. It's delicious. I'd buy it. I don't know if I'd go out of my way here in Chicago to get it. Because we live in Chicago and we've got so many good breweries, we're spoiled. But it's an okay beer in my opinion.
I think it's very solid. I like it. I mean, I certainly drink it again. I mean, as of late, as always happens, I go towards the heavier IPAs, the hoppier beers, even a pale ale. And this is on that side.
You're getting yourself primed for November as we start in October when we start getting to pumpkin beers and heavy barrel aged stouts. You gotta start prepping yourself.
Got to start ramping up. We had all those lighter pales earlier
Yeah.
this year, and now you got to start working up to those.
Wait, when exactly do we have lighter beers?
Oh, Brickstone. We had APA. We kind of got into.
Right.
I got a keg of Fist City earlier this year that was gone in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So those were lighter.
I've got a Goza on tap. So okay, I see. Yeah, you're right.
And then the Hot Butcher beers started coming back, and then it happens. It happens.
I totally didn't have one of those today before we started.
I actually didn't. So
I did.
one of us is telling the truth.
Figure it out, kids. Figure it out. Yeah, I mean, you got to prime yourself for, barrel age season. And, barrel age season apparently starts in July this year because we've got 3 Deepwood beers coming from Revolution. So that's exciting. Yay! More barrel age stuff already. Sorry, I took away from Paulie's Pale Ale.
Direction, yeah.
Mom, have you never listened to the show before? All of it goes.
I have. And yes, you guys
She
will
wouldn't
have a
suggest-
tendency.
Oh, God.
Please stop listening. Oh boy. So yeah, I guess like I said, overall I think it's okay. Clark, you said it was solid. Brandon, what do you feel about this one?
It's definitely a solid beer. Again, it's bordering on that IPA category that I would go for. Would I go for this regularly? No, because it's a little hoppier. And I say that would I go for this if I was looking for a pale ale. So no, but if I was looking for something hoppy, I would go for this. Like, because this is it doesn't feel like a pale ale, or it doesn't drink like a pale ale, I should say.
Yeah. Mom, would you go out and buy this again?
No, that's not me.
Perfect.
It's really got a hard bite for me. I like, something lighter, or those citrusy ones that we
This
had
aggression
before were
will
great,
not
but this one's a
stand,
little
man.
bite.
Oops.
This
Wrong
aggression will not.
Whoop, that was bad.
Oh,
Click the wrong
geez.
button.
Sorry.
What the heck?
Yeah, sorry. Brandon's not goofy on the soundboard right now, Mom.
Oh, okay. You making fun of me, Brandon?
No. He's I think he was
She didn't like what I had to say.
he's like yeah,
That's
he
what I
feels
was going
bad now.
for.
He felt bad. Now that's just the feel bad sound no longer for what it was supposed to be for.
It bites. I don't care. That's what she
Yeah.
said. It's a bite.
It bites.
That's what she said. Oh God. All right. Good. So that's we're 3 in, baby. Do we go for another one? Try one more.
You can
We
do
got
this one.
2
Clark's
left.
like, I'm in a hotel room. I got nowhere to go.
Glass.
Clark wants to do it after the
This is
final pour. Got some work tomorrow, but let's do it after the final pour. Although, do you even have anything left that you could have after this? Did you already buy some beer to bring home?
I do have one that would be a good after the final pour, actually.
We'll save it. Don't drink it there.
I won't preview it. It's a secret for all of our
Ooh.
listeners out there.
From Brussels to
Dun, dun, dun.
Chicago, all the listeners. Thank you. Honestly, going back and looking through the stats, we still have a regular Brussels listener each week. Whoever is listening to us in Brussels, can you just send us an email? Because I want to thank you personally for being the one constant international, thanks Mom, international listener to our show. We do have people all over the world who've been listening, but geez, Brussels, thank you. Ireland fell off. Ireland's no longer listening. I think we may have added some insult doing the live barrel aged Guinness one. Maybe that was an issue.
happens.
Yeah. Well, guess we won't do a St. Patrick's Day live stream anymore. All right, Mom.
You insulted the Irish.
Well, we didn't try to. It was an accident.
You're right.
There's 2 here. One is glaring me in the face that I think would make sense because my mom is here. But then the other one is glaring me in the face that fits what I like, and I would like to do the Airbrush Hazy IPA.
What's the other?
The other one's a dragon fruit watermelon beer, Mom.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right?
I don't care. Pick one for
Watermelon,
me.
dragon
That's
fruit,
fine.
burst session sour. That's another sour. My taste buds will be killed if I try and do another sour now.
I gave you this in case you want to.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, we'll keep that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll just pour that. Oh.
Can I drink the first one again?
Go right
I
ahead,
really
Mom.
like the first
This is
one.
how the show goes. You just keep drinking beer.
First and second ones were ones for me.
Good.
What are you making a face about?
I just slammed that and I shouldn't have. Should have enjoyed it. Should have enjoyed it a little more. Clark, how's your trip been so far in St. Cloud?
Well, I did make it to 2 breweries. One was pretty nice, one very nice outdoor area, and another one was fine. Not many choices up here, unfortunately.
Did you do research before you got there?
I did. There's 3 real breweries here. One was about 20 minutes outside the city, which I did get to. I enjoyed one of them, which I did buy a crowler for after the final pour. It was a milkshake IPA, a little preview there that I really enjoyed.
I saw your check-in. You said that's one you can get behind.
A 10% milkshake IPA.
You.
That's all I'll say.
Okay. Well, I think
Wow.
when you get back, we'll have to get together and sit in the yard and do an after the final pour.
This
Indeed.
sounds like something you'd have at Christmas.
What's that? A milkshake IPA?
Yeah. Like
Christmas
it
in
sounds really
June.
dark and rich.
It's fruity and creamy. We've Christmas beers. We're professionals at that. We'll let you know what to drink around Christmas, Mom. Don't worry.
Maybe I'll come back for Christmas.
We'll have you back on. The second time one of my parents has been in a freaking Christmas episode. All right, let's see. So this is called Airbrush Hazy IPA. This is from Grand Strand? Yeah, Grand Strand Brewing.
Strand, yes.
GSB, Grand Strand Brewing. Are you familiar with them, Mom? Grand Strand Brewing?
Grand Strand is where the Myrtle Beach is. Remember, I used to live in South Carolina.
Oh yeah, geez, wow, good for. Thanks
I'm
for
glad
having
we
that
have an
information.
expert on to explain what we don't
What the
understand.
Grand
Clark,
Strand
you're
is,
fired.
not the beers.
No, Clark, you're fired. My mom is now the info person. Airbrush Hazy India Pale Ale. An airbrush is a small air-operated tool which sprays various media, often paint, by a process of nebulization. Is this a description of airbrushing or a beer? Airbrush fashion on the Myrtle Beach Strip is like Gucci in Beverly Hills, where joyful visitors display local artistic talent on their hats and t-shirts. We like our beer like our gear. Fun, creative, and sometimes a bit hazy. Make sure to grab matching ones for friends and family. Okay.
Okay.
It says it's a beer made at the beach.
I guess it's made with
It
airbrush.
doesn't taste
Airbrush
salty
paint.
enough if it's from the beach.
So right off the bat,
True.
smelling it,
It smells fresh.
what do you guys get from the scent?
To be honest, I get a very solid, juicy IPA scent, if that makes sense.
My taste buds
then-
and my nose buds are shot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel it's a little light. It's got a thicker mouthfeel, a softer mouthfeel that a juicy New England IPA would have. But then the flavor on the back end is a little less pronounced.
Sure. There is that, like, it's not like that hot burn or anything, but there is like this nice citrusy hopness in the back end of tasting it. Smell wise though, I don't know. Maybe it's
So here's what I'm getting. I'm getting this, like, the smell. I'm getting this yeasty, like,
yeah, okay. That's what
I'm not I'm not getting this overwhelming hot scent. I'm getting more of like a yeasty, cakey kind of smell. Again, like some note, like some kind of fruity note as well. But the prominent thing is, like, I'm smelling the yeast. This is what I think it is.
Yeah, I think I'm getting the same thing. I'm not getting, I don't know. I no longer, I think we've mentioned this before, when it comes to, like, juicy or double dry hop or hazy, I kind of feel like this beer is just called a hazy IPA. because even when you look at it, it's cloudy. You know, are they calling it like as a hazy IPA? It's like a hazy IPA to some people, just like, oh, we call it a hazy IPA because we want to sell it, and maybe we just kind of do a little bit to it that makes it like the, you know, juicy juice bombs that people have. I mean, I feel like hazy IPAs and New England style IPAs, there's a difference when it comes to certain breweries of what they consider what a hazy IPA is and a New England style IPA.
Yeah,
I feel like
hold
when
on. We haven't started the rant clock yet.
Oh, okay. Ready?
If
Let me know when you're ready.
you'd like, okay, hold on.
Yeah, can you start over? Let me know.
1, 2, 3, go.
All right. So I feel like a lot of breweries are trying to cash in on just saying hazy IPA. And I feel like there's a lot of beers out there that just say hazy. And a lot of other beers, when I look at them and it'll say like New England IPA or double dry hopped IPA, that is more to that particular style. I feel like slapping hazy IPA onto a can and saying it's a hazy IPA, that's kind of lazy. This to me is just, you're right, it smells yeasty. I've never had a hazy, there's your quotes, Clark, hazy IPA that smelled yeasty, or I don't know.
That's a good point.
Kind of like muddled hops, and I don't know. It's just kind of bitter and tastes like an IPA more than anything. And there is that little
Ding.
like, but okay, I'm done.
Yes.
Your rant's over. Sorry, the
Thank you.
timer
Thank
went
you.
off.
No,
But thank you. That was really nice. But no,
That's it for this
I agree.
episode.
And there's almost like a watery taste, at least for me, aftertaste that I'm getting. It's like, oh, I can taste the water they used in here.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is, but
I feel like it's just very light, which to me,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, you're calling it a hazy IPA. There's make it a hazy IPA. If this is a cloudy, this is a cloudy IPA. It's a cloudy IPA with just, I don't know. It's okay. I guess I'm more just disappointed because it says hazy IPA. It's not a bad beer, but it's not a hazy IPA. And I think from now on, when I see hazy, I just kind of stay clear from it. If it says double dry hop or New England IPA, that's kind of where, like, that's what I want. That's the style. When it comes to that style, that's what I want from those beers. Hazy IPAs, yeah, you guys can keep them because they're just cloudy, water-filled, bitter brews. Okay, sorry, I forgot that the clock had stopped. Mom, what did you think about this one?
Okay, so
Queso.
I smelled it. I don't get anything. It didn't
It's
for
not
me
just a
identify what I'm going to drink. And so when I'm not a big fan of IPA, and this is for me, strong and bitter. So that's just me. Not a fan. That's just me. I mean, I'll drink it.
You're the beer expert of the week, so everything you say is what this show will ride off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We only bring professionals on this show.
Reputation
Oh, that's
all
why
rides
he
on you,
asked
Mom.
me. Yeah. Mhm.
The reputation of the show all rides on your.
I mean, why do you think I'm here?
Right. Yeah. I'll take the first
Experts.
two still. I'll take the first two.
Hey, you know what? I'm with you. The first two were delicious beers.
They were really
Definitely.
good.
Yeah, maybe I was maybe I shouldn't have gone with the airbrush. Maybe I should have said, let's do the watermelon dragon fruit
It was
first.
fine.
But
No,
If I
well,
don't taste
because
these variety of beers, I'll never know.
yeah,
and again, so it's not. This isn't a bad beer. It's just it doesn't
No.
fall into that.
I don't
Like,
know. Yeah.
and again, calling something a hazy IPA is just, I don't know, whatever. I would be curious to know. And again, this is something we could look up, and we haven't. But and then Clark, you don't have to. But just like,
no, he
what
does.
is-
That's his job. That's why we
what are
pay
they?
him.
Like, so I mean, like, what's the? Well, I want to like this goes for it. There's a difference between milkshake IPAs because I know what they do to make milkshake IPAs, and we've talked in length. You know, even with Eric, who was at Goose Island, now Whiskey Hill, about the process of like creating a hazy IPA and like what makes it hazy, what makes it a Northeast style.
Yeah, he taught me the whole style of how I make my hazy IPAs now.
Yeah, so I'd be curious to know what they're doing to then classify it as a hazy IPA, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I would. I'm not knocking the beer at all. The beer itself is, for me, I like it. I think it's a good beer.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing to see it say hazy IPA and not get a hazy IPA. It's an IPA to me, and it's a good IPA.
I think part of my problem, especially, is all of the great hazy IPAs that are in Chicago. Like if we didn't have Hop Butcher, if we didn't have Lejeune, we didn't have Beezer,
Yeah,
I'd probably be drinking. I mean, I like this, but I'd probably be drinking this if I didn't know what those other beers and those breweries could do. I'd say this is very good.
Yeah.
But I at least compare it to all these great Chicago breweries that are doing awesome New England hazy, juicy IPAs, and that's kind of where my head goes.
Yeah, we're very lucky to have the amount of hazy New England IPAs here in Chicago. I mean, it really is like literally Hop Butcher puts out 1 to 2 a week of a new release, and the joke has been, doesn't really change anything, or it's just the same beer over and over again. But I've this year I feel like I've noticed differences in beer. And Clark, I know that there's one in particular that you really liked, and then the one I have right now, I just had another one tonight, the Bug House one, I forget, that is in the running for my favorite beer of the year for the Maltese.
Yeah, Bughouse Square. I've never had that. No, Green Moss was the one that I bought 2 4-packs of in the past 2 weeks. So
yeah, it's really, Hop Butcher is fantastic. I need them to open up a damn tap room ASAP.
Lincoln Avenue, man.
I know, baby, it's happening. Or I just keep
a little
going
too close to me. A little too close. It's gonna be
no, that's okay, because then we can go there and then go to Bottles and Cans, and it'll be a great night.
Perfect.
No, because you can go there and then you can go over to Wild Goose and get wings.
Oh man, so many good wings at Wild Goose.
Perfect.
Very, very good. Brandon and I have had many, many wings there, and that was only twice I think we've gone together.
Well, and it was and then there was a place across the street that had
that's what I'm thinking of. Right,
for
right.
all you can eat wings.
Oh my god, that was a
the
great ending
Jewel?
to your birthday.
No.
We just got fucking some wings.
You guys just walk into Jewel and get some wings. Sounds
Yeah, we
good.
left $5. We just kept eating wings. Is this okay?
Just lay it on the hot
Pre-COVID.
bar. Lay it
Yeah.
on the hot bar.
Yeah. I think you're right, Clark. It's just we are kind of spoiled in Illinois and Chicago to have access to so many great versions of beer in general. But when it comes to hazy IPAs, I think we're just absolutely lucky. So especially if you like the style. Brandon, I know you're not a huge fan of the style in general. You don't necessarily like seek it out, so to speak. But yeah, is this more for you, like just a regular IPA?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and, it's not that I don't like. Again, like hazy.
Yeah, you don't
IPA
dislike
just,
hazy IPAs. You're just not seeking it
it's
out.
just no. And again, it's because I guess nowadays when I go to buy beer to drink, here's my problem: is I buy stuff that I like or I know I enjoy, and like
That's a problem.
I'm
Don't
feeling
buy
like
stuff you like.
How dare you?
I'm feeling like I don't
buy
wanna,
stuff I enjoy all the time.
Yeah. Well, here's the other. Well, I do buy. I will buy new stuff and I will try new things, especially from breweries that I like. But yeah, it's just and then price point is a big thing too. It's like
Absolutely.
how much am I going to spend? Like, and that's why I find myself going to Lagunitas a lot to buy stuff, because Lagunitas is super affordable and the quality is good. 99% of the time. So
we're gonna have to do the either beer on the wall, or bottles and cans type episode soon, because as Clark and I have both talked about with each other, it really is very nice to go into a store where whatever you see on the shelves, you literally can just, I'll take a can of this, and I'll take a can of this and a can of this, and build a 4-pack or a 6-pack or whatever. And granted, yeah, you could be paying anywhere from $15 to $35 for this 6-pack or 4-pack that you've made, but you get a chance to try a whole bunch of can of a beer from different places. And sometimes it's stuff that's hard to get that you're like, oh, well, I don't really want to spend, $18 or $19 on this one 4-pack, but I do want to have a can of this. While I'm here, I'll grab a can of this and this. And, you spent the same amount of money maybe, but you got 4 different beers out of it. It's really
and
cool
concept. You're not stuck with something that you don't like. There was one Hop Butcher beer I got a week or two ago that I got a single of in a mixed 4-pack. I did not like at all. I don't know if that was my weird COVID taste happening, but everything else that I grabbed was great. That Hop Butcher one was something was off. So I'm glad I didn't buy a 4-pack of it. So it's nice.
I was about to ask which one it was, but I know which one it was that you're talking about. That I almost bought as well.
I'll say it out
but
loud. It was the HBC or something.
Yeah, it's because there's different hops. There's like a new hop variety in there too.
And maybe I just
So
don't
it
like
could be
hop.
that. Not yet. You might not like that yet. Like, what is it? What's the woody hop? Sabrosa, Sabro.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Alarmist did their Sabro Lejeune that I
Didn't love that.
didn't love it. It was, I got through it. I got through that 4-pack, but it was very like woody and coconutty, and it just wasn't hitting anything that I really wanted, especially from the Lejeune. But I've had other beers that has Sabro in it that I think they found a way to get it in there that makes it much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Mom, what's
Yeah, I
your
agree.
feelings on Sabro hops?
I'm still back on the first two.
Oh, okay, perfect,
Okay,
great.
yeah, I'm
I just
still
thought
drinking.
I just wanted to bring you back into the conversation with
Sorry,
you being
no.
left out. No, don't apologize. I just want to make sure that you feel comfortable here.
I'm doing just fine.
Outstanding.
I was going to tell you guys about this when you all come to Florida.
What is that? Florida's
The Treasure Coast.
wine
There's like
ale
11.
trail.
Yeah, it's a trail. There's like 11 breweries along the Treasure
Mm.
Coast, which is where I live. And I keep telling Tony when he comes, we have to do those 11. We have to do that trail and hit all the breweries there.
It's gonna be
We're
tough for me to.
brewery trails, especially 11 of them.
Tony, we talked about picking a state and going to it. Florida could be it.
Florida is, baby. Multi-hours
Oh,
going on the
man.
road.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we could sleep at your mom's house just like the old days.
Ooh, I didn't
Yeah,
see that.
finally.
Sorry.
That's all right. Fine. You just blinded all the viewers.
I blinded everybody. Yes.
No one's looking but us. This part won't be
Sorry, I'm
probably
still
video.
at the first one.
That's all right.
Everybody
There's still-
see this?
There's more of the second one left if you want to try it again.
Yeah, second
Okay,
one was
there you
good
go.
too.
Keep going, Mom. We need to borrow.
First and second for me
Gonna have you drink all these beers and then convince you to play Scrabble and borrow me money.
tonight.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, Brandon, this trip through all of your beer, you guys don't want to do the last one, right? We'll save that one for another
No,
time.
save it. Yeah.
I didn't think so. But I had to throw it out there just to make sure. Brandon, your beers that you brought back were a lot of fun to drink through, man. Thanks a lot for sharing these with us.
Oh,
Of course, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm technically the next one up for vacation beers. I don't know where those beers will be coming from. They might be from Colorado. They might be from Michigan. Either way, sometime late summer we'll do vacation beers that I provide. But until then, you'll just have to keep listening to Clark's beers and Brandon's beers to really feel what it's like to
Over
be on
and
vacation.
over again.
We encourage that. We encourage that.
Well, my question is on when do you allow me to speak for a while? Because what I do, as I understand it on the vacation beers, is I speak a lot.
Okay.
So
Well, you know
where-
what?
When it's your vacation beers, Clark.
No. No,
Oh.
actually, Clark, I'm going to give you 60 seconds to talk about
60
all these
seconds.
beers. I'm going to give you 60 seconds. Mom, do you have a timer on your phone?
Let's go.
Ladies
and gentlemen, real quick.
welcome to a segment of the Malting Hour called 60 Seconds with Clark. Starting
Yeah.
now.
Wait, hold on. Mom's got
Well-
the timer. Wait, hold on. Ready?
You ready?
And set, go.
The goza was lovely. The salt was delicious. I don't often get the gozas, but I would drink them more often, and especially when I'm outside in the summer, for sure. So my June 21st resolution, because that's today, drink more gozas. Moving on to the Pawleys Island Pawleys Pale Ale. A little heavy for a pale ale, you know, a little too much bite, right? The hops, are mixed in there. It's very nice.
You got
very
30
nice.
more seconds and you missed a beer in the beginning. Just letting you know that.
I'm doing them backwards. We got.
Okay, keep
we
going.
got
Sorry.
I'm just.
Sorry, keep going. You're good. You're
You're eating into his time.
Hazy IPA. Tony doesn't like hazy IPAs. We can go into another rant about that, but it was very nice, very solid. We're very spoiled here in Chicago. Sour Me Unicorn Farts, delicious. Definitely drink that outside.
Mhm.
Only complaint: not enough glitter. I want more glitter in my unicorn farts, especially during Pride Month.
And that's it, baby. Clark,
All right,
60
so-
seconds.
I'm calling this. We need to do a 60-second recap at the end of every episode with Clark, where he has to try to remember everything. And
Yeah,
Absolutely.
recap.
kind of surprised I was actually able to pull that off.
That was pretty
Yeah,
good. That was pretty good. You know what? And we won't interrupt you. Excuse me. We will grade you on how well you did of your 60 seconds at the end. So I've got a rant. Clark's got his 60 seconds. Brandon, we got to find a segment for you each show now.
I'm just here. I'm doing my thing.
Well, you're actually you're the soundboard guy, so you get that going for us.
I've got too much going right now.
You can't have your own little segment in there as well. Well, Brandon, thanks, man, for the beers. Mom, thank you for joining us on the show.
For having me.
Yeah.
This
Great to have you.
Thank you, Momsleys.
Yeah, we'll
Good.
if there's another time when we can find a way to finagle you into the show with some beer, we will.
When we go to Florida.
That's right.
We'll do the
Treasure Coast Ale Trail.
I already got permission from my wife for us to take a trip somewhere. So.
There you go.
Cool, and my wife will say yes because
I'm doing hurricane season. That'll be fun.
ooh, we can be like storm trackers. We'll do like a whole storm
We'll
tracking
do
thing.
beer tracking.
Like now?
Yeah.
One
Getting
of the
close.
reasons I want to
Here
do
comes
this
Bill.
is because it's also wine, and wine is kind of my thing.
It's
Some
kind
other
of
Wine?
so kind of the hurricane season is kind of funny. It was raining like crazy in South Carolina when we were there, and Becca's mom was like, "Oh, good thing it's not hurricane season." And I think Becca was like, "Well, when does it start?" And her mom googled it. She goes,
First.
"Oh, June 1st."
Yeah.
It's like, "Yep, it's now." Like because it was like crazy wind and like it was coming down. It was like, "Oh, yep, it's now."
Yeah, we've become hurricane trackers. It's June 1st to November 30th, I think. It's long.
So base almost all year.
Almost all
almost all
year, but they get really bad August, September, October.
Jesus lets you celebrate in December and all that stuff, and he's like, "All right, screw you guys in the spring."
Is that what he says? Really?
Yeah.
He does.
He's got a heart.
He doesn't.
A heart.
He's like, "I'm back, baby."
I don't know. I saw a big billboard about Jesus today. I believed it all.
Oh, perfect. Well, you'll have to share that with us off mic when we're done with the
Yeah, on the way
episode.
home, I'll try and capture that.
If you can snag a picture, we can post it on the Instagrams.
No, definitely.
Mom, thanks again. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having
Love
me. It
you.
was fun.
Thanks for joining
It was
us.
fun. I
Yes, thank you,
enjoyed your
Julie.
stuff. Thank you. Thank you.
Brandon, I love you, man.
Love you too, buddy.
Clark, I hope there's no bed bugs in that hotel because we need you to come back, baby.
Working on it.
All right. Until next time. See you guys later.
Bye.
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 This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us on social media platforms individually. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, on Untapped, BDub Drinks Beer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Asa Phelps Chicago. On Twitter, The Asa Phelps Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.